An alumni of Megan Moore is going to come up and share. I'd like to introduce her to you. She grew up attending Christian schools, and she became part of the Oakdale family when she was a sophomore in 2012. She graduated in 2015 and attended Oakland University, where she earned a bachelor's degree. She's now in her second year of attending Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine with the hopes to pursue a career in radiology. She's an active member of Woodside Bible Church in Royal Oak and has been on many international medical mission trips. Can we give it up for Megan Moore?
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. It's good to be back. I remember attending these events years ago as an Oakdale student, and it's surreal to think that it's been 7 years since then. Many of you here tonight have students enrolled at Oakdale or know someone who does. Others may be here to learn about this thing called classical Christian education. Either way, I'm sure all of you have questions about how this method of education works. How can studying the languages and books of the past set my child up for the future? Well, I'm only a handful of years into my journey, but I can share a few of the ways Oakdale has set me apart. Whenever someone asks me where I went to high school, I have the same answer. Oh, a small classical Christian school in Waterford. It was new and we learned Latin. But if we break it down, that string of adjectives I usually speed through to describe Oakdale really encompasses the character and uniqueness of the school. First, small. When I graduated from Oakdale, there were 3 students in my class, and the high school was about 12 students in all. Compare this to your average public school with 1,500 to 2,000 students. Looking back, I realized that Oakdale's size allowed me to be part of everything. I was in student government, Go House Churchill. I played in the band, and I'm sorry for all of you who had to listen to me through those years. And I even got asked to play on the volleyball team, but I'm pretty sure by that point they were just looking for warm bodies. When I was interested in an activity the school didn't offer, like helping with a yearbook or serving as a kindergarten aide, the administration made it possible for me to do just that. I got used to being involved in many things while also prioritizing my studies. This mindset has stuck with me through the years. I balanced working, volunteering, and research while studying for my undergraduate degree, and I'm involved in student government, specialty interest groups, and service learning as a medical student. Oakdale gave me the chance and confidence to try things I would never have been part of elsewhere. Second, classical. I remember my grandma being really excited by the fact that I would be learning Latin, just like she did 80 years ago. My friends in public schools thought it was strange that I was studying a dead language no one spoke anymore. But, come to find out, all of that Latin was very helpful when it came to learning anatomy in medical school. At Oakdale, we read primary texts instead of history books written hundreds or thousands of years after the fact. Oakdale classes taught me how to craft an argument and give a speech. I can't tell you the amount of times in college I was shocked by the poor writing of other students. Many couldn't form an argument and support it with facts. Even in medical school, our professors offered an optional class on public speaking. But I didn't even feel the need to go since I was used to giving a speech every week in rhetoric. A huge question for my parents, one of whom is an engineer, was will a classical school have a strong math and science program? I remember being one of 4 students in our small chemistry lab and being required to wear gloves and goggles even to weigh out water. I also remember what seemed like daily quizzes on the periodic table of elements. However, when I got to college and stepped into their chemistry lab, I found I knew more and felt more comfortable than some of the kids who had attended flagship public schools. And I credit that to the one-on-one attention I received at Oakdale. Some of us even would say that some of our classes in college were easier than Oakdale. Either way, clearly, the STEM education I received at Oakdale gave me the solid foundation to be accepted to medical school. Third, Christian. As many of you know, Oakdale doesn't have a specific Bible class. Instead, it teaches everything from a Christian worldview. All of that culminates in an apologetics course in one's final years. As a student in a largely secular field, I'm very grateful for the strong foundation Oakdale gave me. In medical school, we have a course that digs into deep, controversial medical ethical issues, and I often find that I disagree with my classmates and professors. Especially with the way the world and culture seem to be going, it's even more important to be educating leaders who have a solid foundation in biblical truth and morality. The Word of God never changes. The culture always does. So far, this small, classical Christian school has graduated 8 classes of students. I keep in touch with some of them, and they've continued their studies beyond Oakdale with the goals of becoming nurses, physical therapists, counselors, businessmen, and more. With their Oakdale Foundation, I'm excited to see where they will go and how they will impact the world. Thank you so much for attending this evening and supporting my alma mater.